Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we'll be looking at some breakout failures and how to avoid them. So basically we will be seeing about what breakout patterns to actually trade and which ones are more likely to give you a fake breakout or fake outs as you call them. So we obviously always want to avoid some fake breakouts which are very common in the stock markets and which cannot be avoided fully 100%, but we will be looking into how we can increase our probabilities of getting a successful trade and increasing our chances of getting a good breakout pattern. So the first and the foremost step when you're trading a breakout pattern, don't trade on complex breakout patterns. So don't trade on complex breakout patterns like you have breakout patterns like the butterfly or diamond patterns. So these patterns, it would be for retailers or beginners, it would be advisable to avoid trading in these complex patterns because there is no logic as such that you see. So suppose if there is a diamond pattern or whatever forming here, so what is the logic or logic behind you taking this just because it broke out from a diamond looking thing? I mean, there might be a support or resistance, so that would be a trade based on the support or resistance and not necessarily your diamond breakout. So the first and foremost step would be to avoid complex patterns and stick to some good patterns like head and shoulders or your ascending triangle, descending triangle, or bear flags, bull flags. So these patterns have been tested historically and have been giving good results and with high probabilities. So the first point is to avoid, for this reason, avoid complex patterns. Now the second point is that not all patterns are the same. So not all patterns are the same. So what does this mean? So for example, let me say I'm looking at a bull flag, right? So there are two bull flags forming in two separate stocks. So one bull flag is stock was going up and bull flag was formed, and this is where the stock is right now. Now in the second bull flag, stock was going up, but then the bull flag was formed at a steeper angle. So this is the bull flag in my second stock. So which stock or uh, which structure has a better probability of going on the breaking on the higher side and going up? So obviously it would be this first one. This one right here would have the better probability. That is because the rate of coming down, the rate of decrease, price is coming down slowly. So this means that the sellers in this market are weaker compared to the sellers in this market, because in this market sellers were able to bring the price down very quickly. So there was a steep fall in the prices, whereas here the sellers and the buyers are having a closer battle compared to this, and the probability of this breaking out is higher because the buying pressure in this is higher as compared to this. So this was one example of a bull flag I gave you. So for a bull flag, you can compare the angles at which they are forming, and the one which is forming a less steeper angle will obviously have a higher probability of breaking on the upside, because the buyers in this market would be stronger than the ones compared to this market which let the market fall steeply. So that was the second point. So this is another way of filtering out your patterns and bringing out the ones with the good probabilities, the high probabilities. Now the third one is avoid patterns which were formed in very less time. So avoid patterns which were formed too quickly. So this means that if you're looking at a daily chart and you have observed, suppose you're looking at two separate daily charts and you have observed two separate head and shoulders patterns or two double top patterns on two separate charts. One double top pattern was formed in, let's say, like 10 to 15 days, whereas the other one took longer to form and it was formed in maybe a month or so. So now which one in this case would have the higher probability, do you think, of breaking down and giving us a successful pattern? Now here in this case, The second one would give you a higher probability because this took longer to form, which means there are more and more people looking at this chart and waiting to short sell this market as soon as there is a breakdown. So this means that here, as soon as the price breaks down, the number of people shorting the market will be very high compared to this one, because this one was formed in maybe 10 days or 5 to 10 days. So the probability of this breaking down would relatively be lesser than this. So for this, if I show you an example in the charts of Nifty itself, right, I'll show you on Nifty itself. So suppose if I zoom in here, I can see that there is a clear double top pattern forming here, right? So if I go by my definition of a double top pattern, so the neckline was right here and it was broken. So as you can see, this was clearly a failed breakout, because as per your definition, the target should be the head of your top. The height of your top should be the target. So obviously our targets were not achieved. So this was a failed breakout. Now this was because it was formed. This double top was formed from, let's say, 6th October till 29th October. So less than a month. Let's say this was formed between 15 days or 20 days. Now this is a failed breakout. Now let me see here, right? Now I can observe this very similar double top pattern here as well. Can I or can I not? Because you can see this pattern, this one right here, this right here, as well as this right here. Both are very similar looking structures. Now I have my neckline breakdown here. This was the breakdown, and now I would say that the probability of this breakdown succeeding is higher than the probability of this one succeeding, because this took me only about 15 to 20 days, whereas this took me all the way from 1st February to 24th March. So this is almost a little less than 2 months. So this is more than double of this, right? So I would say this double top pattern has a higher probability of succeeding relatively compared to this. So this is the importance of the time factor when it comes to avoiding fake breakouts. Now the fourth and another very important point is trade in breakout patterns with horizontal boundaries. Now what does this mean? With horizontal boundaries basically means with supports or resistances also coming into the picture. So when I say a head and shoulders pattern, this is my head and shoulders pattern, this is the boundary, right? And when I say a double top, this is my double top, this is the boundary, this is also a horizontal boundary. Now when I say an ascending triangle, now my ascending triangle looks like this, somewhat like this. Now this is my horizontal boundary right here. So what the advantage of this horizontal boundary is, when a stock is forming a horizontal boundary, more and more traders start observing that level. So I trade on chart patterns, so I see a symmetrical triangle forming. Some other trader, suppose, looks at the resistance level, so he is waiting for the resistance to break so that he can trade on the resistance breakout. So this way, as you have more horizontal levels being formed, when the stock breaks out, there are more number of traders who are entering into the stock and going long. So this will push up the prices higher and increase the probability of a successful breakout. So this is another important application of having a horizontal boundary. Now if I show you an example of this, I can show you in this. Now let me zoom out. Right. So the advantage of horizontal, so suppose I have my symmetrical triangle pattern, which looks somewhat like this. So these are the two support and resistance lines, and price consolidates between these two levels. This is my symmetrical triangle pattern, which does not have any horizontal boundaries. So these two boundaries are slant, right? So what the uncertainty which comes into picture along with this is, these resistance and support trend lines I can draw anywhere, right? So suppose this is my period of observation right now. Now I will try to draw resistance lines. So one guy might draw this resistance line right here. That's a correct resistance line, no doubt. Another guy might draw like this, right? Another guy might draw this. So these uncertainties where the trend line is not fixed, everybody has their own interpretation of the trend line. Now suppose this guy who drew the first trend line, he drew a correct trend line, but whereas this guy, let's say this was the trend line one guy was trading with. Now he saw a breakout here, he went long here. Now after going long, his target was obviously in this area, and this was the stop loss and a fake breakout, and his stop loss was hit. So suppose instead of this, I was trading on a horizontal pattern, right? Suppose I chose to trade on a horizontal pattern. Now suppose right here was my horizontal level, and this was my ascending triangle of sorts. Now if I drew this and traded on this breakout, the probability of this breakout was much higher than this symmetrical triangle breakdown, because I will encounter many fake outs here in case of a symmetrical triangle, because the trend lines are up to interpretation. Even if I draw the support lines here, this will be one guy's support line. So this was a support line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times almost. So when this breakdowns, this guy will go short here. Here will be short, here will be stoppers, immediately hit. So another fake out. So this is the another disadvantage of using, let's say, trend lines which are not horizontal. So these were some of the important points I had to get through to you guys to avoid fake breakouts and fake outs and increase your probabilities. And that's it for today. Thank you. And if you like the video and you think it helped you in any way, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.